Beats Planet.
And Eagles fans hating on Jalen Rager. Boy, it is crazy what a month will do, ain't it? Boy, Will Steele, it is hilarious what a month will do, won't it? You know what I'm saying? A couple months ago, maybe 30 or so days ago, Eagles fans was like, oh, this the year for Jalen Rager. Jalen Rager's made improvements. He's looking better at practice. That man instantly go to another team, and it turns directly into
basically
fuck
the nerve of these people. The nerve of them. I ain't gonna get started today, man. I just had to say what I've been seeing, man. I just had to, note what I've been noting. I make fun of Jalen Rager in May. I got a firing squad coming after me. Oh, Voch, he's gonna prove you wrong, sir. Nah, it's fuck him. Ain't that something? Will Steele? It is what it is. We ain't gonna talk about that the whole show. I just had to hit Eagles fans upside the head with a little bit of their reality. But welcome to Voch Lombardi Live here on the Volume, man. Salute to y'all. Salute. Follow all of the Volume pages. Hit subscribe button. Hit the like button. Our likes are the virtual currency, man. That's the only way that the Volume know that we getting busy up in here. I'm your host, Voch to the Lombardi.
You are watching a master at work.
Follow my social medias at VOCHLOMBARDI. I'm being point guarded by the best in the business. Will Steele, Skywalker Steele was good.
W-I-double-L-I-E. Everybody.
Oh shit!
Bang!
Oh,
yeah,
Will.
yeah. Today
Sorry.
I switched it up today, man. I had to salute DDP today, man. Yeah.
I'm a huge WCW guy.
Five.
I'm a huge. Yeah. He used to turn it. You know what I mean? I remember DDP was going out there with Karl Malone whooping people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dennis Rodman and Hollywood Hogan. Yeah.
And Jay Leno, get out of here!
Shouts
out to DDP, man. One of my first favorites, man. But we ain't gonna get too deep into wrestling talk today, Will. You know how we get. We talk wrestling for 5 minutes, it turned to 30. We'll have to do that podcast one day. Basically, what we got on the docket for y'all, we ain't got a whole bunch because when you got information like this, you got content like this, clips like this, they could last all day. We got 11 Jerry Jones clips. He had like a 20-minute interview. I did not pull the whole 20, but I did pull the things that I thought that were quite interesting. Now, normally when we listen to to a lot of these sound bites, these interviews, these press conferences, these availabilities, we're trying to get some type of critical analysis out of it. But Will Steele, I listened to Jerry Jones for 20 minutes yesterday, and all I could do was kiki and laugh and up. You know what I'm saying? So so not only are we, we're gonna break down the clips, we're gonna see what the business is and what Jerry Jones was basically saying, but I'm probably gonna laugh at Jerry Jones a lot today. For example, right? This is my favorite one. Let's just jump right into it, Will. Still, we ain't doing nothing else. Let's get into this Jerry Jones stuff, right? On 105.3 The Fan, by the way, it was Sean and RJ in the morning. Bobby Belt was in for RJ, so shouts out to the homie Bobby Belt. He shows a lot of love to the YouTube characters. We must give him his props when it is time. Well, still, I heard this goddamn sound clip, and I just screamed. I'm just working out or whatever, right? And I'm just screaming as I'm working out. Take a listen to this, and listen, Will, you tell me what Jerry Jones said wrong. Chat box, you can also play along. Feel free. What did Jerry Jones say incorrect in this clip?
I got listening.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. We've got to get him out here and get him practiced here over the next couple of weeks.
Tyler Smith.
Relative to any issue he had with a little high ankle, but we don't think that's serious enough to limit his preparation. Now, what is the case is he hasn't been there at left tackle, and he is a rookie, but he's a first-round pick, and he deserved to be a first-round pick in my mind.
Will, what did he say wrong?
I don't know. I mean, what did he say? He just kind of was just talking in circles.
What the fuck is a little high ankle sprain?
Yeah, that's the first thing that popped in my head when he said it. He got a little high ankle sprain. So
it ain't nothing.
It's a low ankle sprain?
Look, Cowboy Nation, don't y'all worry. We need to get Tyler Smith ready in a couple of weeks. We're gonna roll him out there. He has a little bitty ankle sprain.
Be fine.
Every ankle sprain I've ever known of, whether it be big, little, small, you can walk it off with it. It don't just go away in a week and a half.
It used to be called the dreaded high ankle sprain. I guess that's gone now. Yeah.
I mean, Julio Jones used to miss whole seasons with these high ankle sprains. You know, these 6 weeks high ankle sprains. So now we're leaning on Tyler Smith, who didn't get much preseason, definitely no preseason football action.
None.
At left tackle. He couldn't win the left guard job. And now we just rolling them on in there with a little ankle sprain, a little bitty old ankle sprain. Half of an ankle sprain. And now we just supposed to feel good about it. Will, Steele, what do you feel about Tyler Smith and his injury designation and his little old ankle sprain, sir?
I'm praying and hoping for the best. That's all I can do, man. I don't know such thing of a little high ankle sprain. Those things usually take 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to get over. So, you know, he's going to be out there probably with it wrapped up and hope for the best.
Oh, man. Listen, this was amazing. Sean asked a fantastic question. I give y'all credit when y'all ask fantastic questions. He was like, Jerry, so how did Tyler go from not being able to win the left guard job to he go straight to left tackle number 1, right? If he couldn't win the job that we felt comfortable about, why does he just win the job that we were most afraid of him playing year 1 with our reps? This is what Jerry Jones had to say. I love Jerry.
Well, that's not only, but really, only the man up above knows what
God did.
And to give Connor his due, he was doing a good job of competing in there. But now, when you look at the physical attributes of the comparison, then you readily see how Tyler Smith's going to be difficult to keep from a starting role at any spot.
Special K, you are amazing, sir. I was going to say this at some point, but there's a reoccurring theme here, Will Steele, of Jerry Jones admitting on his radio station he paid money for, admitting that they're willing to shoot the dice in the bathroom on a lot of this shit. They're just comfortable, and shooting dice in the bathroom is a metaphor, of course, for just taking chances, taking dangerous chances, right? Just openly fine with, hey, we're just going to shoot the dice in the bathroom. Hey, Tyler Smith, it'd be hard to get Tyler Smith not to start somewhere, Will Steele. We could be talking about the right tackle, but it'd be hard to get him to not start.
Only God knows.
But he couldn't start left guard, though, Will Steele. Tyler Smith is so talented. He got all the traits in the world. It'd be hard to keep him off the field. Unless we talking about motherfucking Conor McGovern, though. Interesting, right? We just gonna shake the dice on it. We just gonna roll the dice on him playing the most important position on the offensive line in this offense in particular. Thought it was interesting, Jerry Jones. Look, I'm not that mad, but I don't like being lied to, bro. It just seems like and you know, we're gonna jump around here as I just kind of, you know, curate this thing. It's just I don't feel comfortable. Even if this is the case, don't look at me and acknowledge the fact that we rolling the dice and we ain't really got a plan on this. You know what I'm saying? This whole idea of next man up. Oh, we need the young kids to step up and figure this thing out, right? I don't want you to openly admit that to me. I want you to at least lie to me and sell this image. Go ahead.
But they have through their actions. Sure. I've learned a long time ago, Voch. I don't listen to what this man really be saying for real. Watch how they move. And they showed us this by the day that Tyron got hurt. Josh Ball was said to us by Coach McCarthy, hey, this is my swing tackle. Anything happened to Tyron, that's our guy. He's in the lead. He's having a good camp. Lies. But that's what he said, right? Tyron goes down. What ensues the very next week? Hey, man, that's why we drafted Tyler Smith, man. That's our left tackle. Wait. But your actions were saying that he's not and that you wanted to put him at left guard and not deal with left tackle, and you gave him no reps at left tackle. So they already been shooting dice in the bathroom through their actions. Now, I guess, you know, Jerry, you know how Jerry do. Jerry don't like to hold back. He go on a radio show and say the exact opposite of what his coach will say an hour prior. So it's a mess. It is what it is. It's a mess that we're going to have to sift through, unfortunately.
We fly so close. We fly so close. Bobby Bell asked a fantastic question. I'm gonna let him answer it for y'all. So let's just listen to what Bobby Bell had to say in Jerry Jones' response to it.
Jerry, you mentioned there a second ago that when you guys drafted Tyler Smith, it was, with in mind that, hey, this is going to be our future left tackle, that you were trying to get prepared, get ahead of the curve and plan for the future. How far in advance do you guys tend to look at replacing great players? What's your general approach for that? Is that usually something when it's right on your doorstep, or do you try and get out in front of that for a couple of years?
Incredible question, by the way, Bobby Bell. You know what I'm saying? This organization hasn't been super consistent on that, right? Like Tony didn't really have a replacement until Dak just kind of won the goddamn job. You know what I mean? Tyron Smith gets hurt every single year, but hey, do we wait until last minute to try to adjust this? So fantastic question. Let's hear what Jerry had to say about this.
Well, that really is.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Bobby Bell? What you say? You said Bobby Bell said what? Jerry said Bobby Bell did. What'd you say?
That's how you know he wasn't ready for that good question.
He said, Big Bub made an album. All right, Jerry Jones, go ahead. Go ahead and answer the question, Jerry. Go ahead.
Happening really, and because you hope that players come along that exceed their expectation. A fourth rounder, a fifth rounder that all of a sudden can play.
We just gonna pray about it. We just gonna pray about it and hope for the best. We gonna hold one of these fifth rounders. We gonna hold one of these fifth rounders, step the fuck up and replace a Pro Bowl. That's what we gonna hope for.
I didn't listen to the interviews. It is all raw emotions and reactions. This fool really just came out here and said, "Hey man, we hope a fourth or fifth round pick just turns into a franchise player."
They hope things don't go wrong. They hope things don't happen.
We hope 4 and 5 turn into a franchise.
Yes. They look. They go into the draft. They hope 4 and 5 turn into something special. They hope. Goodness, Jeez. Josh Ball. We need a tackle for the future. Goodness, well, let's go. We need a swing. We hope y'all can figure this out. Oh, we ain't got no other plans. There are no other concessions. We just hope that the dudes we brought in, no matter what day we drafted, we just hope this thing works.
No matter what we saw, we just hope the light just turned on in 2 weeks.
Bro, Will McClay got to be sitting back like goddamn Furious Styles. Listen, it's just putting all this pressure on me, huh? Just all this goddamn pressure. I got to hit on 7th round picks now. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is facts. If you were looking at the last few rounds, they're not getting rid of, or last few years, they're not getting rid of these dudes. So they have to develop these guys. Hey, when you hit on an Antonio Brown, all aside from all the crazy stuff, when you can get an All-Pro in the 6th round, that's amazing. But all things considered, you shouldn't be leaning on that.
Hey man, that's like, look man, shouts out to black people, man. They're like, yeah, I just got kicked out of my house, man. I'm starving. I ain't got no money, no job, and my foot just fell off. Well, baby, we're gonna pray about it. We're gonna pray about it and see what happens. Jerry Jones is praying about it to see what happens, goddamn. Let's keep this clip going. It was hilarious, bro.
And so that's hard to count on that. But you can overtly pick your 1st round picks and your 2nd round picks, and you expect those guys to play.
Oh, so we expect the 1st and the 2nd to be good, but Lord, if the football god's on our side, the 5th and the 6th rounders can replace Pro Bowlers if we're lucky. All right, Jerry.
And I think that basically we thought that when we used that first pick on Tyler.
Jerry, does this?
And again, you see, I didn't answer your question.
Clearly,
I expect him to come in and play. I wouldn't expect a 1st round pick to be basically not playing in his 1st year.
Interesting. That's
for a long time.
So
go ahead, Will.
I'm curious because when Mike McCarthy said, as of right now, McGovern, I think we kind of ran with that. I think there was still time for Tyler to get the starting job. But listening to Jerry, it feels like he was going to get that starting job. I don't give a shit what McCarthy said. Yeah. We can't have this 1st round pick come in here and not start. I thought he was going to get it anyway. I thought McCarthy was kind of keeping it close to the vest anyway. So I didn't really overreact to McCarthy saying McGovern was a starting left tackle for now. But then the Tyron Smith thing happened. So, of course, Tyler's about to get the first dibs on left tackle.
But like Will, that's also a common theme that we've been keeping up with for the past 2 years or so, 3 years really. Mike McCarthy wants to be as secretive as possible because he wants every single advantage. But Jerry Jones will come out here and tell us everything we want to know personally. I'm just starting to believe, like when Jerry's trying to sell you optimism, ignore that. But like the real life football technical questions that you probably shouldn't be asking, he shouldn't be answering, he'll tell you them shits. Here we go. Let's go. They asked Jerry Jones what our new identity is. This was amazing, Will Steele. Check this out.
Well, with our plan and our personnel, then we hope to be able to run that football more than we ran it, let's say, in the last few years.
Giving the scheme away.
And Zeke will be critical to that. But we'll also need to be able to run block. We should be able to run block. Run block is more of a given than being able to protect if you're dealing with inexperienced linemen. And so we should be able to run block. As to what we do offensively, we'll play that game by game as far as how quick we get the ball out or whether or not we're into play action. But still, we've got the guys, we have the players that can really play well in a play action kind of ball out quick offense for sure.
Now, Will Steele, did you hear that? Did you hear that way back in the background in Jerry Jones' background? Did you hear that loud sound back there?
No.
I'll run it again for you, sir. Voch will investigate. Listen.
Well, with our plan and our personnel, then we hope to be able to run that football more than we ran it, let's say, in the last few years.
Did you hear it? Chatbox, did y'all hear that loud sound in the background? One more time, but listen, let me just turn the audio up just a little bit and focus on when he says we got to run that football. As soon as he start giving away the game plans, listen to the background. I just isolated the sound for you. Keep this out.
Well, with our plan and our personnel, then we hope to be able to run that football more than we ran it, let's say, in the last few years. And
did y'all hear? Did y'all hear Mike McCarthy cussing? Did y'all hear Mike McCarthy in the back? Did y'all hear that? Will, did you hear it? Will?
Now I heard it.
Did you hear, bro? Mike McCarthy. Hold on, just one more time. Okay.
Well, with our plan and our personnel, then
Mike McCarthy in the
we hope to be able to run that football more than we ran it. Let's say.
Chad, Mike McCarthy is sick. He's banging on furniture because he is tired of Jerry Jones giving away his scheme live on the goddamn radio. Did you hear it, Will Steele?
That was hilarious. Yeah,
Mike McCarthy's sick of this.
The first part, I'm like, all right, whatever, we're gonna run the ball, whatever. He's been saying that for months. Then he's like,
say we're gonna lean on play action and shit. And Mike McCarthy say, whoa.
He said we're gonna get the ball out quick. We're gonna lean the play. Wow, okay, all right, Jerry. Okay, all right. I know we're gonna do that anyway, but damn, McCarthy don't go out there and say this. You know what he says to the reporters? He'd be like, "Hey, that's a game plan question. Y'all know we don't do that." Yep. And he shuts that shit right down. But Jerry, 80 years old, and he runs the radio, and why are we asking an 80-year-old general manager football questions is beyond me. But hey, got to get those hits, man.
You know that wasn't Don Trail. God damn, Special K. Listen, bro. Listen, bro. Like Mike McCarthy keeps things so close to the vest, bro. But Jerry will get out here. Oh well, first play of the game, we're gonna put Tony in motion and run Zeke to the left. And we'll do it. We'll do it, bro. God damn, Jerry. But that's the thing that Cowboy fans normally get pissed off about. And I hate pissed off Cowboy fans, but they do have a point here. Bill Parcells wouldn't be letting this shit happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I hate going back to the old coach shit, Will. You know I hate going back to the old coach. But Bill will be like, bro, you shut.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Bill was straight up. So, Bill, what do you think your identity is going to be this year? Oh, we're just going to go out there and try to win football games.
Yep.
Bill, do you think you'll lean on the pass game or the run? Well, some plays will pass. Some plays will
pass. Some plays will run. Yeah.
We're going to make sure we kick the ball. And practice. Do our jobs. Yep. Well, Bill, if you're playing a team that stops the run, do you think that you'll throw the ball more? Well, we'll take that game by game basis. And then they'll that's it.
And that's it. And look, it almost gets to a point where they don't even ask Bill no more because they know they're not going to get nothing from him. Yeah. They're not going to get it from him. Now we know it's been confirmed. Like, we've thought this and we've reported it and we've been to Oxnard and we kind of saw bits of it. But Jerry Jones just up and confirmed, hey, man, we're going to go to a quicker passing. There's going to be a lot of play action, a lot more West Coasty, a lot more vertical, a lot less vertical, and a little more horizontal. We're going to lean on Yak a lot more, run the football, play action.
And a lot of Zeke.
And plenty of Zeke. Plenty of Zeke. Jerry Jones will tell you. Jerry Jones will 100% tell you. I thought that was a cool little thing to put together, man.
That was hilarious because I didn't hear it the first. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
It wasn't there.
Then it came through. That's funny.
Yeah. Changes on the offense. I don't know if this is the same clip as the clip I just played, but let's just figure it out. Changes on the offense. They asked Jerry about that.
Well, I think that you have to.
Okay, player changes on offense. Here we go.
Look at where you are on any given week, not just by the overall season. And, of course, you would look to, if you will, whatever you're dealing with in the first week to hopefully improving as time goes along. Then the other thing that I want to bring up right now is that we just assume that you look at the void, and that's fair as we open this season. But I expect to have Tyron back. And I expect to have him back right in the meat of things. And anytime you can look to and see that kind of improvement coming after Thanksgiving, then we all have just lived last year to know when you want your best firepower to be your healthiest is as you go into those playoffs.
Firepower. Will, you think Tyron Smith, whose hamstring is hanging off his knee today, do you think he'll be back out after Thanksgiving when the meat of things get thick?
Well, we're just gonna pray for it, baby.
Well, we're gonna ask the good Lord, and we're gonna just see what happens, and Tyron will be back. Now, this is I don't know if I asked you this, Will. Still, we probably talk. I don't know content. We got to say the same shit so much. But listen,
right.
If Tyler Smith stays at left tackle, he smokes the shit out of left tackle. Do we have confidence that Tyron won't just come back rusty? He won't have full mobile? Because, like Tyron fresh out of camp and Tyron fresh off energy is a little different. You know what I mean? He's, his hips a little stiffer. He don't move around as well. Would you trust a Tyron Smith coming back after a long wait like that? Or do you just do the Dak and Tony just roll with Tyler?
I thought about this yesterday. It's a great problem to have, but I would definitely put Tyron back at left tackle and move. Put it this way. Also, we may have an issue at left guard if McGovern's your guy. So you may have no choice but to put Tyler Smith at guard if Tyron Smith is back and McGovern's not up to snuff. Even if he is up to snuff, if he's not just balling all crazy, then I will make the move because healthy Tyron, we always use the quote-unquote healthy, it's still going to give you a solid option, and now you got a better left side of the field than I think you would without him. But, hell, I hope we come into this problem. I truly do.
All right, let's keep on listening.
So I'm one, and I'm founded to think that Tyron will be back, and he'll be back for the meat of the season.
He'll be back for the meat of the season. That's all we got. All right, cool. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this is the last that we've seen of Tyron Smith.
That would be my thought process too. I don't know I don't know if he's going to come back healthy to play this year. I know he believes November. Dr. Jerry is very optimistic. I'm no doctor, but
yeah. How does Dak Prescott look physically? Since we talking about hurt ass people, does Dak look to be at 100% again? Mind you, I'm saying this. Jerry never confirmed that Dak was injured, but they they trying to catch him or whatever, right? Jerry, how does Dak look physically?
Well, he's in the best shape that I've ever seen him. And he's fit. Not that he hasn't been fit, but he's actually.
Well, I mean, he healing. Not that he was hurt or nothing like that. He's recovering and rehabbing. Not that he was injured or anything like that. But yeah, he just working on it.
I think does have less weight, but he's just in better shape. I think. He's 2 years away from his that serious injury that he had. He's, of course, a season away from getting his arm and getting his calf in better shape.
Notice how he avoided saying that the calf was ever an issue. Now, Will Steele. Now, technically, they say that the calf was not a problem, and he only really sat out one game. Now, if the calf was not a problem and he only sat out one game, Jerry Jones is speaking as if the calf had some lingering issues or something. So
he's down the road in those areas that we dealt with last year. So going in here now, he's as good a shape as I've ever seen him, and both from the standpoint of his different ailment or different issues, as well as just his overall health.
Will Steele, Dak was hurt, right?
Yeah. I think he came out after the season and said he was dealing with stuff. I mean, I think he didn't get surgery on the shoulder or something. Some cleanup. Yeah, cleaned up the shoulder.
On his non-throwing shoulder.
Cleaned up the shoulder. We understood the calf was going to linger. He strained his calf. Okay. Only reason why he wasn't sitting out forever is because he's a quarterback and not a receiver.
Sure. Yep. I'm right there with you, Will. Still, I'm not distracted at all. I'm just about to go find these super chats because I know we've missed a few of them. Here we go.
There you go.
But yeah, though, man. You know, Dak, the whole Dak injury thing, or the Dak was hurt at the end of the season last year and he was playing through the hurt calf injury or whatever. There's a lot of, you know, there's two camps on the you know, social medias or whatever that, hey, we should, you know, cut Dak some grace because he was playing fantastic until his calf had the calf issue and XYZ, and he should be just fine going into this season now that his calf is healthy. And then there's the people that think that Dak Prescott is trash anyway. So I don't think that there's nothing that we can really do about this conversation, but I'm just glad to have Dak at full-blown 100% again. When I was on Jeff Cap, or rather when we was doing Scoutcast, me and Jeff or whatnot, Jeff made a fantastic point that I'm just going to lean into and just kind of steal from him. Not steal, but just kind of reinforce it. If Dak makes it through this season the same kind of dude that he's been, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he can overcome these wide receivers, if he can overcome this offensive line, there should be nothing else to say about young Dakota Prescott. We pretty much agree with that, Will, still?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that doesn't even necessarily mean Cowboys got to win the Super Bowl or win multiple playoff games. If this offensive line deals with injuries, if the wide receiver group deals with inconsistencies, but somehow, some way, he's still able to perform and put us in contention to get to the playoffs or get in the playoffs, win a game. Yeah, man, I think you gotta credit the guy a little bit more than some do.
Shouts out to Matt Owen in the chat box. He is quoting Jerry Jones. He says, now, as you know, Dak has two calves, and we feel pretty good about his ability to continue to have calves in the future. So shouts out to Professor O, man. That's pretty fucking funny, man. That's pretty hilarious. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let's talk about their philosophy, their player building philosophy. We're in the middle of, you know, re-signing practice squad guys, and we're going to talk, you know, about that tomorrow. And there's a Mike McCarthy press conference going on right now, Will, still. So we definitely got content for Thursday. You feel me? We straight.
Yeah.
But, you know, for sure. In this process of, you know, team building that we're going through right now, Jerry Jones kind of doubled down on this draft and develop philosophy. So this is what Jerry had to say about that.
Well, let me be real candid here.
I like candy.
We built our roster up, you might even say at a crescendo level last year. And we had a pretty good hand last year. And, of course, unfortunately, we got Dak limited there fairly early. And then Zeke got a little limited. But we put a lot on the table last year. And there was no question relative to the investment in the roster that you were going to have to make some adjustment.
Well, still, you think we was all in last year? You think last year was an all-in Super Bowl kind of year?
No, they don't make those type of moves. I think he's talking about how it ended up being, right? Like, they didn't expect this coming in. They signed a bunch of 1-year low-level free agents and hope to kind of get by with it. Half of those dudes were expected to be backups and special teams dudes that actually performed more than they thought. So, no, they didn't go all in last year, but they ended up the players ended up playing much better. Talking about J-Ron Curses of the world, right? Playing much better to help put them in position. And your coaching on that side of the ball also did as well. So, it wasn't an all-in year for them. They had the potential to make this year feel that way. They had that potential to do it, but they didn't do it. So,
hey man, that's almost like hoping the 5th round pick can be a little better than the Pro Bowler for you. Yeah. Shouts out to John G, man, from DMV Fanatic on YouTube, sir. Appreciate you for stopping through. That's salute. Let's keep listening.
After last year, in this year, we could see that coming. And so part of what you're seeing is the adjustment for having shoved it out there last year.
basically we ain't do shit this year because we did so much last year. And I see a look on Will Steele's face. He just calling a little bit of nonsense also, brother. I agree with you, Will Steele. I'm calling nonsense also. He said, hey, look, the reason we ain't do nothing this year, we did so much last year. We couldn't do nothing this year, Will Steele. Tell us how you feel, brother.
I refuse. I'm not going down this rabbit hole. We already
I'm
know.
trying to get you to turn red, sir.
Oh, that time has passed. We a week out of the season, man. I've already emotionally removed myself from, in my opinion, their lack of doing the things I think are necessary that other championship teams have done. I'm so far removed from that, man. Right now, it's just, well, baby, let's just pray on it, and you know, I hope that. Yeah.
Why do I love that so much, Will? Why do I love we just gonna pray on it and just let the good Lord figure it out for us? Why do I
and hope with the McDonald's at home, gives us enough nutrition to get through the season. That's all I'm worried about now.
God damn, Will Steele. Jerry Jones gave us an update on Michael Gallup that I don't believe neither, but I listened to him.
If this were the Super Bowl, Gallup would be lining up and playing. If against Tampa were the Super Bowl, he would be lining up and playing.
All right, we're going to move on to the next Jerry Jones quote here. They say...
Hold on. Here's what's funny about that. Michael Gallup, the dude with the actual knee injury that has to go out and play.
Said there's no
possible way. He said, that's not even possible. He said that during camp, not September 11th. So just 3 weeks later, Jerry's saying, man, if we had to play a game today, the dude who said I can't play is going to suit up. Damn, so now Jerry making these one-legged players go out here and play? You know what? Maybe he did have something to say about Ezekiel Elliott playing on that PCL because there ain't no other reason why you need to be out there playing. But I digress. We don't want to go back, right? We don't want angry Sky, so let's keep it moving.
That motherfucker Deadpool, Laney. In 3 weeks, he went from there's absolutely zero chance I play to if this was the most important game of my life, I'd definitely play. Those are two completely different statements.
But that's what Jerry does.
I know what never means. No means no, goddammit.
That's what Jerry do. Mike McCarthy, an hour before, just said Cooper Rush, our QB2. Jerry Jones probably going to go on 105.3 tomorrow. Well, that Will Greer's got a really strong arm, and I think he's going to start off week 1 as quarterback, too. That's just what he does. It's Jerry, man.
Do you buy into the idea that Gallup could be ready earlier because we haven't put him on any type of list that we're just possibly going to roll week 2 or week 3? Yeah.
100%. If he's not getting put on IR, they expect him back earlier in the season. I always felt that it would be more about week 4 or 5 because IR means you got to be out for 4 weeks, right? But I guess they may be expecting him back week 3. So I'm gonna stick to week 3, week 4. I assume prior about week 5. I thought they were going to IR him. Give him four more weeks to kind of heal four games and then come back week 5.
If y'all want to call into the show, now is your opportunity to do so. After this sound clip and interaction with Will Steele, I will be locking the phones and we'll be getting through them. The phone number is right there on the screen. It's 202-926-1127, access code 309104. If you want to interact, now is the time. All right? Because when I lock the phones, they stay locked. Jerry Jones, who stood out to you this preseason? It's a long one. We're going to be stopping and starting, but who stood out this preseason for you, Jerry?
Well, I'm going to go right to that center of that defensive line. Tristan Hill has really had a great camp and has come back with the kind of energy. He's always had the skills and the quick twitch that we wanted. And then Bohannon's a big nose.
I'm going to say Bohannon name so funny. He said
Bohannon.
He said Bohannon.
Tackle in there. And I would say that when you look at where we are inside, we're beefed up. And that's what we wanted, and that's what we've got. And we needed those guys that I just mentioned to have good camps, and they have had.
If you looked on the inside, we beefed up, and that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
You know, this whole offseason, we've been having that conversation with still. Has this been some type of movement to make our guys bigger? Like in particular, we focus more on sculpting and bodybuilding so that we can get to a point to where we feel better about, I'd say toughness and run defense, right? And basically Jerry Jones has come out and confirmed that hey, it was in the plans to get bigger, man. We needed Bohanna, we needed Tristan, these younger interior guys, whether it be Chauncey, Osa, Neville, those guys to like step up, because if you're going to be a better team versus the run, that's where you start with your big guys in the middle. So it's been all but confirmed that Tristan Hill and Bohanna have leveled up for you. Let's keep on listening.
I really like what Sam Williams has shown. And he's everything you want when it comes to getting after, and if you will, being a force running the ball down. I think he's got Lawrence type tenacity, and he's certainly got the skill, the speed to run across that field and really cover a lot of ground.
I thought that was a fantastic observation, though, Will Steele. You look at D-Law on film, D-Law makes a lot of plays chase him down in the zone game. Sam Williams makes a lot of plays chase him down in the zone game. I thought that was an incredible observation by Jerry Jones. But then I thought to myself, if I was a billionaire, when would I have time to watch that shit on film? He doesn't. Somebody else told Jerry that shit. And it just really makes you wonder how many talking points Jerry gets on the internet or just gets on the radio or just any of these interviews, right? How many of these talking points are fully prepared by somebody that has been watching film?
And that's
so
not
that
all.
Jerry Jones can be prepared.
Not all of them, because Jerry has his own rambling talking points, right? But something like that, yeah, you're right. It does sound like he might have been, I don't want to say coached up, but like, hey man, this is what we're seeing on film when it comes to Sam Williams and X player, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I'm positive that, Jerry Jones was in the loop on, hey, Tyler Smith could be future left tackle one day. That's very much so Jerry Jones can know. But if Jerry Jones start talking about the particular third quarter that Bohanna had in preseason game 2, oh, come on, sir. Jerry make too much money to be looking at that. He make too much money. I love watching film, but I'm no billionaire, Will. So if I was a billionaire tomorrow, this YouTube should be gone. I ain't watching all that. That did just kind of put something in my brain a little bit, Will. I thought that was interesting that he was compared to DeMarcus Lawrence in that one particular trait of chasing down the run plays. I thought that was interesting. Let's keep listening.
So those guys come to my mind. We've never been in better shape at safety. We've never had better players.
And we had talked about that, Will, still. We had talked about this idea that we've gone so long without one safety that we like. Like, we've been trying to bolster the safety room for years, and for the first time in a long time, we got 5 of the motherfuckers that we like a lot.
Yeah.
Let us see it.
All told, we've had a player, or players, don't take anything away from Darren Woodson or Roy Williams, but in general at the position, we've never been in better shape. And it's when you look at it, it's
even if in general, the fact that you got to go back to Roy Williams and Darren Woodson to find the last good safety says a lot about your goddamn safety room over the past 2 decades or so. Let's keep listening.
According to form, Hooker's supposed to have been good. We wanted to pick him. He got picked the sixth pick in the first round. We wanted him. And so these guys are playing to farm in many cases out there. So I like that. I like a couple of young corners have really stepped up and looked good. So I'm kind of really talking about the defense. Let's go over to offense. And I'll tell you right now, we've got a quarterback that will get the guy that's open. And we've got some young receivers that go where they're supposed to go. And if it's open for them, they'll see the ball. That's very important, to go where you're supposed to go.
Now, Will, how much Dennis Houston film you think Jerry Jones sitting down watching? Who you think tapped Jerry on the shoulder with the talking point on the Post-it note that says, "Hey, Dennis is exactly where he's supposed to be when Dak throws in the ball. Here's your talking point for that, sir."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's getting somebody's telling him about it. Yeah, I mean, listen, he ain't doing too much in the preseason game, so it has to be practice. And I can tell you right now, Jerry is not watching every snap of practice.
I'm not going to be able to do it. But I do think that he's not lying about that. And I do think that that's what the organization looked at when they were building the roster, right? They could have gone heavy at receiver, but instead of doing that, they're leaning on the idea that Dak is going to carry some of the younger guys. CeeDee Lamb is going to be a guy. And if Gallup comes back in week 3, just... all right, cool. Gallup comes back in week 3. Gallup can carry his own. But in terms of leaning on a guy like, like Simi or Tolbert, Dennis Houston, guys like our new kick return guy, what's his name? Turpin. Right? So those four guys, those are going to be the guys that are going to have to lean on Dak and being in the right place at the right time and just executing and things like that. And in my mind, after I thought about it for a while, that's what we've been had anyway. Like, that's kind of what this thing has been. You know, Cooper, Gallup, and Lamb they're the talented guys that can kind of get it done. Cedric Wilson, who is a good wide receiver, right? I think he was as good as Dak Prescott was. Now, we'll see when Cedric Wilson gets passes from Tua Tagovailoa. We'll have that conversation later on in the year. I would love to keep tabs on that. But I do think that Dak was a big reason in why Cedric Wilson got paid, or Randall Cobb getting paid.
I think
Malik Turner probably
will be your second best and third best receivers on this team right now.
Randall Cobb and
you brought up Randall. I was just going to say Said, but hell, throw him in there too from those years. But yeah, I think Said is your second best wideout right now if he's on this team. I'd love to have Said at this moment. Honestly, he does a lot of things for you.
Going into week 1, of course, right? Because once
week
Gallup
1,
comes
2, 3, 4, 5, even with Gallup, even better with Gallup, even better because we you know what I'm saying? Because Said goes to be your third receiver now.
Okay, cool. Okay, gotcha. Okay, we're on the same page. I thought you were saying that Cedric Wilson was better than Gallup. I got you.
No, I'm saying I'd love to have him because look at the receiver room doesn't have many proven guys.
Sure, love to have him. Would love to have him. And a guy like Malik Turner that's just sitting around right now. We talked about him yesterday as a guy that's just sitting out on waivers, and I think he's cleared waivers or whatever. I'm not good at waiver conversation.
Yeah, I think he's not susceptible to it. So because he's a vested veteran.
Because he's an older guy. So yeah, hey, if we need a guy, it'd be a great time to have him right now. So but yeah, that's basically my point though. That and if Dak can make Dennis Houston and Simi and all these guys fly, if Dak can get Noah Brown paid somewhere else,
oh my,
Dak that dude,
bro,
Dak that dude, man.
Noah Brown lead this season with 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he get paid next year. I don't want to hear nothing.
What more can you say about Dak at that point?
That means everything because you're clearing out for some of the other guys if you are covered. We've got guys that are showing that kind of discipline, and that's what we wanted with our receiving core.
He was talking about Dennis Houston and Semi Fehoko. I'm sure that's where he was going with that. Who's in an offseason?
We shouldn't be leaning on those dudes anyway, bro.
I agree. Well, to be fair, I don't think we're leaning on. I think we're gonna lean on CD. I think we're gonna lean the shit out of him. And these other guys, hey, y'all just gonna have to get in where y'all fit in. We're gonna lean on CD. We're gonna lean on Schultz. We're gonna lean on Zeke and Tony. The rest of y'all guys just don't drop the ball when we get it to you.
I hope that's the case.
Hey, 4-5. And I got one more for y'all. They asked, and after this, I'm gonna get into the phone. So let's lock that up.
The conference has been locked.
Appreciate it. Jerry Jones had one more quote that asked him about the outside people looking in that are having pessimism about this football team. Jerry had this to say.
But that goes with the territory. There's a whole bunch of this thing that just has to, you have to see what you got. And who could have, ever seen guys like Pollard when Pollard first came in, or just any of these younger players. And we've got a lot of younger players. And so I understand that we lost some names, Collins, we certainly lost Cooper, but by the same token, and I mean this, not overly positive, we can be better teams, better in those areas. Some of the things that we had to sacrifice in some of those areas will make up for here.
Assuming that we can get a fifth rounder to step up and be as good. That's all we got for y'all today, man. Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan. Y'all go check out 105.3 The Fan, all their stuff, all their YouTube pages, and all this shit. All right, so let's get into some super chats. Then we're gonna get into the phones. Here we go. There we go. All right, let's do this. We got a lot of supers today too. Not even a lot, but we got a good bit. Actually, no, that's from yesterday. All right, cool. We straight.
I'll be doing that too. You look at it. I know you're talking about.
yeah. The joint. Toxic Tom Downey burner account dropped a 5 in super chat. Says, how the F did Philly get more for a complete bust than we did for Cooper? Are the Jones that incompetent or that petty? I think those two conversations are different. I think Cooper, who is a better player than Rager, it was a lot of money attached to Cooper that the Browns were willing to pay. And I think that mind you, you should never be trading Amari Cooper for a 5th round pick, but that was his market, I guess. Will still that's what the market was. So we got that back, and I'd imagine if Amari Cooper cost as much as Jalen Reagor did, then you probably would have got more compensation for Cooper. But that's my answer on that. I hate it too, brother, but whatever. It is what it is. That's what Cooper's market was. Twine dropped the 5 in super chat. Appreciate it, Twine. He says Dallas should be okay this year. At least our line is better than the Bears and our skill players. Where would you rank our line right now in the NFL? I don't want to lie to you, Twine. I would have to look at all of the lines in the National Football League to know that. Are we better than last year? It depends on what game you're talking about. You know what I mean? Is Tyler Smith a better left tackle than whoever the hell was playing left tackle when Tyron wasn't in there?
Funny, he brought up the Bears because Jason Peters, who played for the Bears last year, 55-year-old Jason Peters, he's coming in for a visit for the Cowboys. So that's something maybe we can dive into tomorrow if you want.
Jason Peters is coming in for a visit with the Cowboys?
Yes. Jason Peters coming in for yes, it is.
Maybe we'll talk about that. We'll see. Twan also dropped a 5 in super chat, says nobody gets grace on this team even when hurt. Facts. Even nobody gets grace on his team even when hurt. Yeah. So when we're talking about Dak Prescott, yeah, for sure, 100%. Like Dak's foot could be falling off. They still want you to win. It don't matter.
I even kind of fell into that last year, bro. I was like, because I was at a point where I was like, all right, man, this offense has to turn around at some point. And I was like, damn it, I saw Dak get out the pocket and run. He can move. Come to find out, that shit was still messing with me. I was like, my bad, Dak. I know it was still fooling with you.
He was fighting for his life on that.
But I ain't give a damn at that point, right? Because I'm like, we got to get it done. So, yeah, absolutely. It don't matter in Dallas. If you out there, got to get it done.
Yeah. R.H. Lewis dropped a 5 in the super chat, says Bill Parcells was the best interview. Asked him about game stuff, and he started talking about where he last ate pizza. Hey, I'd love to see it. Love to see it. Appreciate y'all for your super chat contributions and all that. Let's get into the phones. Now, everybody on the phone, and I'm probably going to stop saying this next week, but I'm going to keep saying it for now. Y'all been doing a fantastic job on the phones, man. We don't want to linger too long on the phone. We trying to keep this show moving, and y'all been doing a fantastic job at keeping this show moving. So that's what we're going to do, phones. So there we go. So this is what we're going to do, phones. We're going to let you in. We're going to speak. Say hello. How you doing? I want y'all to make your first point. Get in and get out of there. Normally, I let y'all do a quick second point, but we got a lot of people on the phone today, and it's currently 4:00 right now. So no second points today, no follow-ups, no second stories, no one more question, Vash. Let's get one good point in, and let's get out. All right? Don't make me pull that clock out because I'll do it. We're going to start off with Antonio from Arkansas. There's 5 Antonios in my community. He's one from Arkansas. What up, Tony?
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
Appreciate you, brother. We doing good, man. How about you?
I'm good, man. I just want to touch real quick on about as far as I love my Cowboys, but as far as us being great drafters, I don't necessarily agree with that. Because in the second round, we are trash. Let me read this list of names to you: Jalen Smith, Chidobe Awuzie, Taco Charlton, Cardinal Williams, possibly Kelvin Joseph. We don't know yet. And Randy Gregory, who even though he was slightly effective, it took us 77 years for him to be eligible to play. So that's all I had to say.
I would have to ask you this though, Tony. What's your metric? Like, how do you grade what a trash player is?
Okay, Jalen Smith had one good year. Chidobe Awuzie had no good years. Taco Charlton was a wash. Connor Williams is never going to be effective. We'll wait and see about Kelvin Joseph. Randy Gregory was good while he was here, but he's gone now, and we didn't get any production out of him for those first couple of years. So those are all second round picks.
So let me kind of redirect how I'm answering this. Well, yeah, sure. So rather how I'm asking this. If you get 4 full years of Connor Williams as a starter for you, that's trash to
you? How many sacks did he give up?
He didn't give up he didn't give up nothing incredibly crazy than what an average guard in the league would give up.
Well, I guess that's cool. That's all right. For a second round pick, I would expect him to be
Connor Williams. Connor Williams wasn't the best in the world, but I think that him playing for 4 years doesn't make him I've seen trash guards in this league, and Connor would get whooped by the best tackles in the league. But that's kind of what happens. Cheeto wasn't a perfect player, but Cheeto played a lot for you. Jalen Smith ended up being trash. Now, look, if you say Jalen Smith's last couple years were trash, I agree. That's pretty trashy, right? But also let me just kind of entertain this by you, right? You may look at Connor Williams and say that's a trash second round pick. You know what a trash second round pick is, Device? Because I'm draft guy, so I watch all 32 teams in Draft World. Tutu Atwell is a horrific pick. That is a trash pick. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a lot more Tutu Atwell as in the second round picks in the league than there are Connor Williams picks in the league. This ain't just me defending Connor Williams. I just think you're being a little tough on this team that I think drafts really well. You saying that they draft bad. Plus, you only looking at second round picks. You know what I'm saying? So you using the second round picks as your trash measurement. I don't think they trash. So that's debatable. But you got fucking teams missing on first round picks. You know what I'm saying? And we only missed like what?
We got Wolf Hunter in the first, man.
We only missed one first round in the past decade, bro. I think that's a cool little trade-off, don't you think?
Yeah, like I said, I think we're above average drafting. We're not great drafting. To me, this is my team, man.
Who's great? Who's great? Give me a yes, sir. Give me a great drafting team right now.
The Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens, I agree. They're a great drafting team. But what I'm at, can you give me like 5 though? Like what's your idea of a great draft? Because look, you can have the Ravens. I'll even say a team like the Vikings are a great team. After that, who the fuck else is a great just a great drafting team? You would say the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a great drafting team, in my opinion. You currently on your starting roster, I mean that list full, but you got second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and a million first round picks on your team that works. It ain't like we just going out and just signing all the free agents. How we got a good team if we ain't signing all the free agents? You drafting these motherfuckers. So where are we a bad drafting team? The second round?
Yeah, second. To me, like now this is only since 2015.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, go back some more. Go back to like 2012 or some shit, 2011. You'll find some bad drafts there. But you know what I'm saying? Besides that, you just can't go 5-year sample size or however long sample size and be like, all right, this is why we're bad. No, sir. Not gonna be able to do it. But I appreciate the call, though, Tony. I kind of made this longer than it had to be, but I appreciate your call and love you to pieces, man. Appreciate it. Will Steele, is this a bad drafting team?
I'm surprised he'd say bad drafting team. I can get when people are like, oh, it's not what everybody else says, but bad. No, it's not bad. This is a good drafting team. Period.
I will take we not as good. Look, I will take we not as good as people think we are, because some people think we'll go have a perfect draft every year.
Right.
I'll take that. But if you look at other teams in the draft, Voch does this. Voch's draft guy first. Before Cowboy got Voch's draft guy. Buddy, you're a top 5 drafting team, sir. A top 5 drafting team. There's other shit going on with your organization, but you're a top 5 drafting team. Relax, man. Let's go big time. Dwayne Porter. Let's get in and get out of this. Dwayne, what's up?
Man, how you been, brother? How you been?
Man, we just been working on the volume, man, trying to buy a house, man. You know how it go.
Well, first I want to say, man, congratulations, man. You know, me and you got to go back, about 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, for sure.
Man?
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Man,
like
hey, man, definitely, man. Definitely want to say, man, I still try to follow your growth as best as I can while I'm running my business. Try to follow your growth. My biggest thing right now is, and I believe when Jerry said it first. I mean, Jerry's one of those, you know, when you get older, the honesty kind of flows out of your mouth really quickly. Yeah. Then you got to kind of catch yourself. Mm-hmm. Jerry's pretty honest. This team this year is going to really rely on the defense. The offense right now is in rebuilding mode. Sure. As much as I love CD, I think CD is a phenomenal receiver. I don't think CD is that dominant number one. He could be a good number one. I don't think he's a dominant. He's not a Terrell Owens. He's not a Des Bryant. He's not a, I can go back. We can go all the way back down to 88.
Yeah.
He's not that dude. Sure. But he's going to be a very good receiver. And that, to me, it worries me because one sprained ankle, and even Amari had a sprained ankle, and, CD had to come up. Who's our offense? Who we throwing to? I agree with a lot of assessments. We're gonna be doing a lot of 2 tights. I think the strength of this team is going to be in the 2 tight, the 12 formation, because honestly, our line is going to need the running help. Our line is going to need the additional passing protection help, and the defense. They got to be for us to have a repeat of what we saw last year. Our defense has to be just as good, if not better, than last year.
Hey, appreciate. And look, that was a perfect landing right there. Let me just hit you with it. Perfect landing to end the call right there. Appreciate you, Dwayne Porter. Fantastic points you made. Salute to you, my guy. I do think CD is good enough to be a dominant receiver in this league. Look, yo, Will, it's weird because this is the timeline that he said, oh, CD's a phenomenal receiver. He ain't T.O. though, but he'll be good. You know what I mean? T.O. is one of the greatest receivers of all time. But if you're comparing CD to all time greats, I think that's a pretty good start there. So yeah, I think CD will be fine. I think CD's going to get a lot of targets. And I think CD will be that dude in this defense. Pardon me, in this offense. While we are led by defense for sure. Did you have something on that, Will, before I move on to Carlos?
No, sir.
Let's get Carlos up here. See what he's talking about. What up, Los?
Good afternoon, Voch. Good afternoon, Sky. Hope you're having a blessed day, man.
So
shout out to you two legends. And Voch, I don't have anything. I just have a request. As gross as it may sound, can you please make a video offensively to put what we can do with Josh Ball to put him in comfortable situations? And have you seen Matt Walesko, like the all-pro Jerry's praying for, that he's playing on the shoulder that he may or may not be needing surgery on? And that's all I have to say, Voch.
Appreciate you, Lowe's. That is a very gross film request, sir.
What does he want you to
Josh
do?
Ball better. He wants me to do a film session on how to make Josh Ball a starter, how to make Josh Ball a competent starter.
So he wants you to be Frankenstein, right? Put these little different pieces together.
I don't know what do you want me to do. I don't know how to
Listen, we're bringing in a 40-year-old offensive lineman. That should tell you all you need to know about Josh Ball for 2022.
For sure. That's a rough ask, man, but I appreciate you. Got Damon on the phone. See what he's talking about. What up, bro? Damon.
Yo.
What's good with you, bro?
Man, just another day, bro.
Say it again.
Hey, so look.
Say it again. Your phone.
I said, just cooling, man. How y'all doing?
Oh man, we chilling, man. Your phone just went out a little bit. We good, brother. What you got for the show now?
My bad. All right, man. I'm about to say something. I know y'all gonna kill me on this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Right.
And in order for the Cowboys to be successful this year, man, with the type of injuries and things that we have, bro, we're gonna have to be like the 2000 Ravens, man. I was looking up the stats the other day. They only passed for less than 3,000 yards and ran for 2,200. The defense was in the top 5. I think the Cowboys can do that, man. I think that if the Cowboys end up in the top 5 and Dak limits the interceptions or the turnovers rather on the offensive end, I mean, that defense could end up like the 2000 Ravens, man. Feel free to kill me.
If the defense is the 2000 Ravens, then yes, the 2000 Ravens is arguably the greatest defense of all time. You see how he just glossed over? Hey, dog, the defense was top 5. No, sir. They are one of the 1 or 2 best defenses ever suited up in the NFL. So yeah, if we get that, hey.
No, I get it, but I'm looking at the fact that Dan Quinn has these guys getting turnovers, which was the strength of that 2000 Ravens defense, along with the fact that they stuffed the run. We got a whole lot of peanut butter in these boys in the middle.
I feel you.
I think if we control the run and force people to throw, we can get those turnovers, man, and control the clock.
Damn, you know that Ravens team in the Super Bowl versus that Giants offense. That Giants offense, they only gave up 1 first down the whole game.
Man, I'm not saying that they're gonna run through everybody that way. I said the only way that we can win is if they have a 2000 type Ravens defense.
Jamal Lewis rushed for like 2,000 yards that year.
I get what you're trying to say, Damon. I think
Jamal had about 2,000 of them.
Sure.
I think you're looking at like the extreme version of that. I think what you're ultimately saying is you want the Cowboys to win, have to play top elite defense and ground control offense. It sounds like what you're saying.
Exactly. We don't need to be throwing the ball 40, 50 times. Like we need.
I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
So that 2,000 yards, that could be Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
But that's the way that we need to play. Limit the amount of times that we put the ball in the air unless we absolutely have to, and let the defense win the game.
But I think another big problem that I kind of have with this is that Dak Prescott ain't Tony Banks and Trent Dilfer. Dak ain't them dudes, you know what I'm saying? So,
which makes it better because that means he's going to put up more points than Trent Dilfer ever did. All the
and more yards.
Them to do 17 points.
Yeah, they'll probably be better.
They'll throw for more than 3,000 yards.
21 to 28 per game, and the defense is doing exactly what they need to do. We should be okay.
Yeah, I got you, Damon. Appreciate you, brother. Plug yourself. I'll get you by there.
Catch me on the YouTube, man, Rough Draft Sportscast. Otherwise, I'm on Twitter, RDS_gang.
Appreciate you, man. If the Cowboys got one of the best defenses of all time, not just top 5 in the league, but of all time, my goodness. Professor O says San Francisco cut Trey Sermon. That's interesting, man. Why are these teams taking these cap hits on getting rid of these guys, man? Trey Sermon was a 2nd-round pick, man. He just cut. They don't want to just hold on to him to see what he like. They just cutting him. Elijah Mitchell season. Let's go Kev from Michigan. See what he talking about. What up, Kev?
What's going on, man?
Coolin', my guy. What you got for the show?
Hey, man, real quick. It was. My question was actually tied into what old boy, the last caller, just was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, in the first game, ball control. How many? And this goes to Will Steele too. How many times would be a good amount of runs to pass for us to get to be successful in the first few weeks while we still kind of like figuring ourselves out with our identity of the offense and building continuity within the offensive line?
I don't want to be Zeke need to get 30 carries guy. I don't want to be that guy because I think you need balance. I think Zeke's not that guy no more, and I think you want to get Tony involved. Plus, you don't want to be predictable. You know what I'm saying? So and look, that was a big thing that people hated about Linehan, the predictable shit. You know what I'm saying? But we saw some new things in camp. We saw earlier Jerry Jones kind of spilled the beans on the whole more West Coasty look, but me and Will saw it with our eyes, you know what I'm saying? And it's probably going to be passing attempts, but when we think about passing attempts, don't just think it's going to be a lot of deep stuff. You know what I mean? There can be short passes, screens, and bubbles that could count as run plays that'll be Dak throwing the football. You know what I mean? It's not really runs versus passes. It's just how these dudes getting the ball. So if Zeke get 25 carries and Tony get 12 carries with 8 targets or something like that, that's a cool little thing for them. If we just talking about running back.
If there had to be a number on it, Dallas was 60-40 last year pass to run ratio. If we had to put a concrete number out, I would say 55-45.
Sure.
I feel it. And so then that means we got to slow down like that hurry up offense that Kellen and Mike McCarthy trying to push last year.
Not necessarily.
On the outside.
Nah. You can play ball control and move fast. And maybe I got to do a video on this one day. But the Cowboys, like we was watching the camp, and that's the pro of us being there. Will we saw like they got a lot of tempo packages. Like they do the huddle up thing. Yeah. But the Cowboys offense in camp didn't strike me as an offense that's going to be trying to kill a lot of clock. You could be doing some hold on to the ball things, but I don't think killing the clock is the key. I think they're trying to get points on the board fast. But if they can kill clock while doing that, then they'll just do that.
Just advantageous for everybody. I got you.
Sure.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all.
Kev from Michigan. Appreciate you, dog. We got 2 more calls. Then we're going to get to the chat. Then we're going to go take a nap. Well, I'm going to go to the park and walk around. Then I'm going to take a nap. LA, what's good, brother?
Man, I just wanted to give my rendition of the Michael Irvin rundown real quick.
Okay, quickly. Long as
how we gonna be successful, brother.
Hey, long as it's quick, go ahead.
So it's gonna be quick. Yes. Now you guys was already talking about it, man. We got to control the A gap. So long story short, you got Zeke on the Zeke in the backfield, Tony Pollard on the field, and CD and Dak has been working the option route. I really want y'all to go into detail about how you can just take advantage of defenses like Cooper Kupp. We got a much more talented guy in CeeDee Lamb than the Rams had in Cooper Kupp. I was going to give y'all the Michael Irvin joint, but we'll be successful if Dak gets rid of the fucking ball on time.
Sure.
That's all it is. We can stay up tempo, control the A gap. When you make people tackle Zeke and CD all game, that's a tough pill to swallow.
We can project right now, but I mean, we wouldn't be. Hello? You in the
yeah, I'm here.
You in the Twilight Zone, buddy? What's going on over there? We could give you a projection or something. All right, we're gonna go ahead and mute you though, LA, but we're gonna answer your question. Sound like the aliens coming to get you, brother. We appreciate you. Greetings, Earthlings. Shit, what was the question? He said, we gotta get rid of the ball quick, whatever. Oh, yes, breaking down the offense. Yeah. So I don't think we're in a good place to give you a breakdown of what's gonna go on before the season happens. But hey, if y'all just stay tuned into the Voch Lombardi and the Volume channel, once we get the film, I'll let you know exactly what's going on.
Right.
Once we get the film. But we have no clue of knowing what's going on in those private practices. Go ahead, Will.
So he brought up the Rams. He brought up Cooper Kupp. I think that is going to have to be the way you use Lamb this year. I don't want to use the term unfortunately because I did want to see more boundary stuff with him, but I get that
sure.
you may need to move him around and hide him. In fact, that's what we saw, right? That they're moving him around, especially in the slot. That requires a scheme. That requires your play caller to do that on a consistent basis and in a way to be a bit stubborn about it. But I have no problem being stubborn about getting the ball to your best players. I ain't got a problem with that.
Sure.
So and creativity too, right? It's gonna require creativity on a consistent basis. So that falls into Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore's hands to get CeeDee Lamb the ball like a Cooper Kupp. I mean, dude had like 200 targets. So
Sure. Let's get one last call. Let's get Chai up here, see what he talking about, and then we're gonna give it a good old wrap. What up?
What's up, Cowboy Nation? What's up, Voch? What's up, Sky? What's happening?
Man, life is good. We can't complain. We just trying to give y'all some content, you feel me?
Yes, sir. So let me just boogie with you. Let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Let me say this. This game is going to come down to the very thing we've been talking about. Mistakes and penalties. If we can limit penalties, we have a damn good chance of winning.
Yep.
But if those penalties start to creep back up like tombstones in a graveyard, we're going to be in that graveyard with the rest of the dead people. I keep telling you, you got to win. You cannot make mistakes with Brady or he'll eat you alive. I just want to make that quick comment. Let me just say this real quick to Scott, because Voch, you already know how I feel about you. But Sky, I'm going to tell you something. That little old man that was in that church down in the woods, he wanted to sing in the church. And the choir director told him, you are far too old and you shake too much. He hurt that man's feelings. And then the next Sunday that man went there, the next Sunday that man went there, the third Sunday that man was there, they started to ask questions. And then they heard a voice from heaven. It was that old man. See, that man got his gold slippers, his white gown, and his gold crown. And now this choir director is still on earth acting like a clown. Why I say this to you, Sky, is because for as long as I've been knowing you and seeing you, you always treated people with love and respect. And now I get the day to stand here as a man, and tell you I love you, young brother.
Oh, man.
And Voch know how I feel about him too.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna call him short.
Y'all know y'all saved my life, man, because I was in a dark place, Voch. You know I was in a dark place. You brought me back to the Cowboy Nation.
Yep.
So let me just say this in closing.
Yep.
I am from Alabama. I talk with Alabama slang.
Indeed.
So I show good hospitality. My doctor come by here and checked me the other day. Said, Mr. Mary, you're doing good. I said, thank you, doc. You're doing a real good job. I got some neck bones on the stove, and I got a fifth Thunderbird in the cabinet. You want some Thunderbird, doc? What is that? I said, you go head on, doc. See, you got to ask questions. You couldn't be one of them. And that's all I got to say, man. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, I appreciate you, and I got nothing but a ton of love for you, and appreciate your support. Real rap. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Unc.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, Unc be had you on the verge of tears sometimes.
Boy.
Look, I thought he was ready to make a youth pass the sky joke. I thought that was coming, but
I know where
it took a serious turn.
It did. I didn't know where it was going, but I didn't know that part about his life. I guess he might have talked to you in regards to that dark place.
Very much
but
so.
Man, if you're ever in a dark place and just need to rap, like just need to talk or want to crack jokes or make you laugh or just need somebody to ear to lean on, hit us up, man. Hit us up.
That's definitely what we're here for. That's definitely what we're here for. We ain't doing nothing else. With that being said, chat, now is the time. I'm so confused waiting for the Voch Southern nuance to break it down. Well, basically what Uncle Charlie is saying, all right, don't worry about is that even a man at a disadvantage can open his heart up to help somebody. Basically. That's basically what Uncle Charlie was saying. He was referring to Will Steele as that. You know what I mean?
King Element ain't shit. Unc showing respect to his elders. Good looks, guy.
Shouts out to you. Now we're gonna turn our attention to the chat box. If y'all have anything that y'all wanted to ask us today, but you couldn't get into the phone lines, you talked up your anytime minutes, anytime. You dropped your phone in the pool and tore your ACL like Darren McFadden. You maybe in Zimbabwe, it's 3:00 in the morning. You at school or you at work. Now is the time to talk back to the show. So with that being said, let's get into it.
I think Twan earlier dropped a donation in the super chat and was like, somebody was joking that Peters and I are the same age. He was like, is that Cap? He was asking the real question. You'll never know.
we all know that he is, but it is what it is. We know that you're a distinguished gentleman, Will Steele. You know what I'm saying? There's no confusion here.
Shaq with the skies.
We look down at the castle gates. We see this caravan carrying gold and free goods. Marcus Harrison in the chat box hitting us with a little bit of knowledge for the day. The chat box is letting us know that he's on the way. Hear ye, hear ye.
I love that. I'm gonna keep shouting that out. I love that.
I love when the chat box let us know, Marcus. Because look, sometimes I miss it, right? But if I see the hear ye, let me scroll up. Shouts out to the Trio 6. You ready, Will Steele?
Indeed. I gotta listen,
Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele. At the volume, it is in the character of very few men to honor without envy a friend who has prospered.
Bro.
It is in the character of very few men to honor without envy a friend who has prospered. I said I was going to start doing the breakdowns to Marcus's literature.
Turn up.
There's nothing wrong with being a fan of your peers. I tell Will Steele all the time, I'm a fan of yours.
You do.
I watch the show every morning. I'm a fan of Jeff. I'm a fan of, you know what I mean? God damn. Praying for continued success for my brothers. Enjoy your flowers in the present day. Thank you so much, sir. Guards, give this man some mead. Give this man some mead and a concubine, please. Let me relax. His wife might be listening. Yeah, don't give him no women, but bring him some meat and bread. Meat and bread. All right, cool. Let's get back into this. Chat. Voch, who is our backup guards? Forniak and Common Great. What'd you say, Will?
No, McGovern's. Well, I think he's starting. So it'd be Forniak and who? It's a good question.
One? Yeah, it'll
unless something happens tomorrow, so that could change.
And then plus, I'd imagine if something happens at left guard, you got to put Tyler Smith. You got to move him around, right? Like, do you lean on?
He gonna have to do both.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, look, they just got 4 offensive linemen, dog. You got to do both. Oh man, appreciate you, Mark.
Dak not done yet. This is interesting. It says, Sky, I was in a bad place until I started watching the show. It's like a family. Now I got to point this out because me and him, I've told him, hey man, I ain't like how I went down in this chat. Come to my DMs, and he came to my DMs, and we went back and forth, squared it away. And so to know that, I didn't know you was in a bad place when you were watching our show. But man, listen, if we can bring you to a better place, that means more than a like, sub, donation, whatever. Real rap. So appreciate that, Dak. Not done yet.
Hopefully, our jokes and our energy can bring you out of that. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of that bad place you in, don't tell Dontrell what place you was in, because he's gonna be like, you know what place you was in. You know what place you was
And
in.
you know who you was with when you was there.
In that place.
In that place.
So don't, yo, Dak not done. You don't never go back to that place, sir, because Don Trey gonna tell on you. Appreciate you.
Hey,
Voch, Deontay Brown's available. Yep, but they say he trash now. Go ahead, Will.
No, just L. Avon said release the drawbridge.
Release the drawbridge. Cover the moat. Shouts out to Shelly in the chat box. She say Sky and Jerry Jones graduated.
Ain't no shout out to Shelly. Ain't no shout out to Shelly.
All right, you and Jerry Jones graduated. Twan draw 5 in the super chat says he says Sky, you that old? Damn, man, I'm sorry for all that heat I gave you. Sometimes I gotta respect my elders. Me and Voch the same age. Hey, yo, Twan, we gotta hold it down for the OGs. You feel me?
Yo, ain't shit.
The OG for the OGs. You feel me?
No, keep applying that pressure, Twan. Twan, when I used to be on my shows heavy with the Zeke. Hey, man, Zeke need to step it up. I don't like how things is going. And this wasn't last year. I understood last year. This was years ago. Yeah. Twan, nah, man, Zeke, yada, yada, yada. And he kept that same energy. So salute to Twan.
Twan ain't gonna never not love Zeke.
Yeah.
Jerron Bogarty, who is an admin in all the damn Red Pill live chat joints. Shouts out to Jerron. He said, Voch, I got one question. Do you have your ice water ready for this season? War call, indubitably, sir. It will be ready. It will be ready. Dear Lord, dog meat.
Hashtag Marquise.
Let's get a couple more. What's that?
Hashtag Marquise did.
Marquise did. You know when. I don't even know what the hashtag is. When the next roundtable coming? You're not allowed to know when the roundtable's coming. If you did, you wouldn't be excited when they came. We just got to pop up and do it. You know what I mean?
No, he ain't lying about that shit. I will get a text message in the group. Hey, what y'all doing in 3 hours?
Sorry. Right. Eagles are still trash. Drop the 5 in the super chat. Appreciate you. He just want to show some love. Show some love. Voch, would y'all go pick up Wyatt Davis and put him on the practice squad? I ain't gonna go pick up nobody practice squad players. You know, we're gonna talk about practice squad more tomorrow, but if you picking somebody up just to put them on the practice squad, then that means they're not good enough to make the other team. So that's a double negative. Sick of this. K-Mac dropped a dub in the super chat. I feel like the special teams, Big Leg, Maher, and Turpin, field position in combination with a good solid defense pending turnover ratio and penalties will help the offense. Damn. New to you and Sky, but love both your work. Hey, he's new here. This is for you, sir.
It's Brett.
Hey man, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate all the new listeners. Chat, please welcome K-Mac to his new home here. Let him feel welcome. But fantastic point though. Yeah, Maher and the defense and Turpin, you know, flipping the field position. It's gonna be much better for this offense to start around the 40, maybe positive field, positive field than, you know, starting at 25 or starting, you know, negative or whatever. So fantastic. Marcus says, love y'all. One of my few safe havens I truly cherish. Appreciate you, sir. Nays Way is in the chat box. She ain't being messy. I hope not. She say, super fun show like always. Keep bringing that light. Great job. Thank you, Nays Way. She'll be in Houston Friday. Guess who ain't working Friday? All right. Set it off, Chris. Dropping flames in the chat. Appreciate you, sir. Eagles are still trash. Once again, he dropped a dime this time. He ain't no comment. He just got an arrow pointing at him. Appreciate you. Salute.
Roasting me.
If you ever got a question, we'll answer it. Love it. Coming from McDonald's, getting a free fry with my QPC and I can't meet back home and Voch Lombardi. Yeah. Hey, you goddamn right we are. You what? Hey, yes, 100%.
Dontel said, "End the beef." Hashtag Don Trell did it. Yo, come on, Trell.
What did you do, Don?
We got a ways to go, man. We got to earn that.
You gonna tell us? You gonna tell us what you did, Don Trell? Anyway, good show. Let me just scroll down a little more, make sure I ain't got no more supers. Dontrell did it. Don't tell did it. Voch don't want no IHOP. Of course not. All right, that is all we got. What running back was signed? Rico Dowdle was signed. We'll talk about that tomorrow when we go over the practice squad guys. There we go. Hey, we appreciate y'all, man. It was another fun show, another good one. Got in, got out. Mike McCarthy had a press conference while we were going live. We're not going to do the live reaction. That'll take us entirely too long. But we're going to take a listen to that and break that down for y'all tomorrow. Also talk about the players that are going to be practice squad guys. And then next week,
it's the real shit.
We're getting ready for the Bucks, Will Steele. We're getting ready for the...
Nah, I ain't gonna do that to him.
Yeah. Hit the button.
Oh, you went the button? I go hit that button, man.
Come on, nice day. Let me tell you something, man. Tom Brady about to get his dumb ass smoked next week. He about to get his dumb ass smoked. Mean Gene, get off of me. Stay over there. Tom Brady, you come down here half-stepping. You come down here, you ain't giving your best. You come down here with your pink spandex pants on. Tom Brady, we got something for you. You're getting smoked. You're getting business. You're getting smacked up around here. God damn it. Hell wrong with you. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit all of the algorithm buttons for the volume. We need those the most. Colin not watching the show directly, but they do look at the likes, and when they see big likes, they see the when the algorithm sees the likes, the video gets pushed off into the hands of other potential Cowboy fans. So we need that the most. So hey, we love to go half the engagement. If it's 500 of y'all watching live, let's get 250 likes in there. I think that's a good rule to go by. Yeah. I appreciate my admins keeping y'all tapped in with that. Follow me on all my social medias, VOCHLOMBARDI. I'm also pushing my Instagram, so if y'all want to see some non-football, my regular life shit, you want to see, me and my Cowboy media friends, you want to see me kicking a bag, you want to see me shooting a rifle, go check out Voch Lombardi on Instagram and my non-football platform, Twitch. Or Will Still shooting a rifle. And also twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi, my non-football platform. Go ahead, second.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we got to go again. So next time you come down here.
Well, there's always a good time to go shoot some paper. Tell the good people where they can find your work, Will.
Skywalker Steele on Twitter. I don't have the logo behind me right now, but every morning, A to Z Sports Dallas on YouTube. We're talking Cowboys. We're going to talk about all this nonsense that just happened today. Jason Peters, all that good stuff tomorrow. So make sure y'all check us out.
We will have plenty to talk about, and I'll be watching Will Steele show in the morning so I can have something to talk about later that day. All right, y'all have a great day. I'm about to go to the park. Will about to do some work for tomorrow and take a nap. Y'all hold down for the Dosky Walks, the Peasky Whiskey. Till next time, volume.
Beats Planet.